Welcome back for yet another episode.
Hi.
We hope you're ready for some tales that will shiver your timbers.
Hello?
Be sure to keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times, lest ye be wanting to join me crew. Swashbuckle up, and ye best be ready for a bumpy ride.
Welcome, everybody.
Is my microphone working? There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the game. Our good friend Mr. Hop's a bit late today. We were having a chat before the stream, so it's just you and me. Just you and me, stream. How are you all doing today? Today, we are celebrating. We are celebrating 500 subs, and we're doing it with a spooky Saturday, as promised. As promised. And I go over some of the early chats here. It's definitely a spooky Saturday if it snows. Don't say that word. It is August. We're not allowed to skip autumn. We have to go. In the proper order. We need autumn. We need October is what we need. We need Halloween. It's a countdown to Halloween first. And Tom B says congratulations for hitting the 500 subscriber mark. Yeah, I think we're at 503 now. It's really awesome. Very, very exciting here. Tom P says, I was looking at an Annabelle replica prop doll on Amazon. Nice looking, but way out of my budget. That's so crazy. I don't even know if I would trust the replica doll. That'd be so creepy. That'd be so creepy. The timer stopped for you. It says just because we want to keep you guessing. We want to keep you guessing. It's all super duper scary Saturdays. I mean, it's kind of scary just having me alone, isn't it? Isn't it? Don't you guys think? You have Brett Learmonth. Welcome. Thank you so much. Blaze Firestorm says cringe. Hello, Randy Schreibner Jr. Hopefully you guys are doing good. And Nick Boomer, cause Ron be late. Yeah, Mr. Hop is extremely late and gay right now. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But how is everyone out there doing today? Hello, Ethan and Monte. Hello, Tom P. Got to see the 2 Conjuring movies for free. 1 free passes for both of them. That's awesome. Yeah, The Conjuring was a great movie. I like to. I'm a big fan of scary movies. Has anyone out there? Because I've heard this is a horror movie. Anyone out there seen The New Mutants? I heard it was a pretty good one. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it quite yet. If I had the money, I'd get the Puppet Master trunk set. That sounds really cool. Sounds really, really interesting. Ethan Amante, good. How about you? I'm doing pretty good today. Just got back from burying a body. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Hop should be joining any moment now, hopefully. Any moment now. I swear to goodness I did not bury him in the backyard. I promise you. Ty Brunner says, give me my werewolves. Oh my goodness. So who's all up for what we're doing today? We have a couple scary stories. We're going to talk about some spooky things. I am going to be doing some tarot card readings in a little bit as well. So yeah, who's up for this today? Everything's good. Told Mr. Hop about your paranormal experiences. Very cool. That's awesome. Oh, and speak of the devil, he appears.
Hello.
You're only 7 minutes late. That's fine.
I know. I'm a horrible co-host, and I sincerely like to apologize to all of our broadcasting audience for this wonderful, fantastic afternoon. And I can only humbly request that people could forgive my tardiness for today's broadcasting. And oh my God, my God, Crumb, what do you have it? Oh, you're wearing the mask again. Okay, I'm scared.
Never allowed.
No, I'll be better. I promises. I promises.
Oh my goodness. As every one of the girls in the New Mutants is a werewolf. Very cool.
Yes, I know the character quite well. Wolfsbane, if I'm not mistaken.
Very cool. So yeah, we have a little bit of a show today.
We do. That's wonderful. Did I miss the intro graphic?
You did.
Oh my God!
You missed literally everything.
Duh! Well, I'll guess I have to catch up on the replay, won't I?
My goodness.
So what's today's show, since I'm already late?
Well, we have a spooky Saturday lined up for today. We're going to be talking about some spooky stuff. We're going to be talking about some ghost stories, some actual real paranormal investigations.
Awesome. Sounds very spooky.
I'm going to ask the chat. Did most of you folks know that I used to be a paranormal investigator? I'll have to ask the chat that. I say used to. I haven't gone out in probably about 3 or 4 years at this point, but mostly because the team just went their own separate ways. But I think that's how I met you, Mr. Hop.
Was it?
Because I was approaching you. I think either you approached me or I approached you to.
Isn't that honestly? All kidding put aside, isn't that weird when we look back at our previous relationships and kind of go, "How did we meet?"
Yeah,
it's like I don't remember. It's been such a great ride so far. It's like I don't know.
It's because I had a table at a local Comic-Con, and with my paranormal stuff. And
oh yes.
I don't know if I think I might have approached you about doing a panel at Amico's.
Amico's mini convention.
Yeah.
The region's longest running gaming, anime, and comic book convention.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
we had a really poppin' panel. People really enjoyed that. So
that's cool.
that was very cool.
Yeah.
Ethan Amante is asking, what places did you guys go? We went basically locally. We went to locally a few places. Went a few places in Niagara Falls. The big ones being the Blue Ghost Tunnel. That one was really crazy. That was a wild experience.
Remember you mentioned that in the last broadcast?
Yeah, we went to Unity Church here in Kitchener-Waterloo.
Mm-hmm.
Because Unity Church actually reached out to us to come and not to because of anything bad happening there, just because they wanted to validate and verify experiences.
Gotcha.
So it was really interesting. But yeah, we went to Unity Church. Fun fact for those who are in the know, or for those who want to go digging through, who needs some homework. I was actually flown down to Los Angeles with with a partner of mine, like a team partner, not a romantic partner.
Las Vegas. What stays in Vegas?
No, we went to Los Angeles, not Las Vegas.
Oh, that's in Las Vegas. Okay.
No.
What happens in Los Angeles kind of gets blown up on social media after a week.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
No, we got flown down to Los Angeles to be on my ghost story for that particular investigation, which was very cool. So I was on national television.
Paid gig.
Well, I mean, we got per diem, and we got our flight paid for, and we got to go to Hollywood. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Had sushi on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh fuck, that's awesome.
That was really awesome.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good. I mean, they kind of like blew our story out of proportion and added some things that didn't happen, but that was fine. It was a good experience.
That's TV for you.
That's TV.
Happens more often than not. What's TV? What does that stand for? It's been so long.
Television.
Television. Ooh, it sounds like a 60s or 40s invention.
It's crazy. But no, we went to Unity Church and we had some very interesting experiences there. I'll get into that experience a little bit here. So
awesome.
We went there and it's not your typical church, right? It used to be like like some sort of a factory or whatever. Like the building used to be a factory.
Okay.
But they refitted it into they refitted it into a church, and it's functioning and all that stuff. So it has like offices upstairs. It has like the big area for where the congregation is and all that stuff. It's a really nice feeling place, right? You walk in there and you feel the energy in it, right?
Gotcha.
It's really cool. So we got there and we were doing our thing, and they were talking about the different experiences that they had there. They were saying like the music room gets really cold. Even in like hot days, it gets has super cold spots. And they smell cigar smoke and things like that because one of the old pastors that had passed away, he liked cigars, and he would smoke cigars all the time, and so they would smell cigar smoke from now and then, and they figured, blah blah blah, and they're hoping that we could capture some of this. So we spent the weekend there. Yeah. Hello, Action Toys.
Action Toys. Hello.
How you doing? So we spent the evening there, and it was pretty interesting. We caught some really unique things happening. We had lots of audio anomalies. We had some things interfering with our radio, which were still inconclusive about what exactly happened with the radios, because we had some really weird stuff happen on the radios.
Really?
On the audio playback. So there's a room upstairs called the prayer room, and it's this nice quiet little room. It's kind of soundproofed. You go in there, it's like really quiet. You could just sit down. You just kind of meditate or pray or just release your energy into this room. Mm-hmm. And in that room, we had some very curious EVPs.
Okay. And what's EVPs for people?
I'm going to wait until you're done abusing your microphone.
I'm not abusing my microphone. Okay, I'll stop.
I think the audience would beg to differ on that one.
It's a bad mic. It's bad.
So electronic voice phenomenon is what I'm talking
Okay.
about. So
Awesome.
it's audio that happens when you play it back, but you don't hear it at the time. So
Mhm.
while we were in there, it was really interesting. So we had different people stationed in there throughout the night. We had captured a woman's voice that was not part of our team at all.
Mhm.
We had captured a few other voices that were kind of indistinguishable, and
Interesting.
we captured sounds that it sounded like somebody was like walking in the attic above the prayer room,
Mhm.
and there was nobody upstairs because it's not accessible to us.
Oh, that
So
sounds scary.
that was very interesting. It was very, very interesting to hear all that stuff. We also had so with myself and another member being sensitive, we were able to pick up on a few things. So throughout the investigation, we kept feeling this name. And I say feeling because we didn't hear it, but like
Hmm.
I had this name in my head, and uh, my team member, she's sensitive as well. She kept having the same name being like spoken to her,
Okay.
and so as we were talking about it, and whatever else, we kept getting the idea that there was these basically childlike spirits, and there was also another spirit that was kind of a jerk,
That's weird.
like a mischief maker.
Okay.
And so we were getting these names, we were getting all of this other stuff, and whatever else. We reported it back to the after the investigation was over. We didn't get anything of like chairs moving or anything like that, or anything super duper interesting. Just lots of audio anomalies and a lot of feelings. So
Gotcha.
we reported back. We said, we kept getting the name Jacob as this name that kept popping up and kept recurring, and Jacob seemed to be like a little bit of a mischief maker, kind of like being a jerk to these childlike spirits that were going around. And so about a year passes, and they have another independent psychic come in and go through the church.
Hmm.
And we hear from them that this psychic was not only able to pick up on the exact same things that we did, she picked out the name Jacob, and she reported that there was two childlike spirits and all this other stuff, and it was really, really cool. So she basically independently verified everything that we had, which was wild. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Especially with a church that used to be a factory, there must be like a lot of stuff that's involved with that. Because again, back in those days, so like, what's that? Industry standards. Someone passed away on the floor. Oh well, we'll just sweep it up and give them some aspirin, type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So goodness gracious.
No, it's so interesting. Like, I mean, people on television,
Mm-hmm.
they really hype up ghost hunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the biggest place that we went to was Waverly Hills Sanatorium
Mm-hmm.
in I believe Kentucky.
Oh.
And Kentucky's beautiful, by the way.
Mhm.
Love the people there. They're wonderful individuals. But yeah, we went down there. Really, really amazing place. But these shows hype up everything that goes on, and
Of course.
they talk about everything that goes on and blah blah blah. It's like ghost hunting. If you want to get into it, if you really, really want to get into like paranormal investigations and ghost hunting and things like that and blah blah blah, be prepared to be bored out of your skull for like 8 or 9 hours, because there's a whole lot of nothing that happens, and a lot of the stuff that happens is on playback, like when you find it on playback. So, but yeah, we had one of our more interesting ones. It was a private household that we went to, and this family, they were saying that they were constantly having. Tom P says, "I've heard Waverly has some interesting phenomena." It absolutely does. It absolutely does. We were actually able to shock the guy who has been the caretaker of that place for about 30 years. There was a point where we're sitting down in the hallway where this shadow figure apparently appears and runs towards you. So we're sitting in this hallway, where we have a Mel meter. For anyone out there that knows what a Mel meter is, for people who don't, it's basically a meter that it records a bunch of different things at once and plays back in real time a bunch of different things at once. So it records temperature fluctuations. It records fluctuations in the EMF fields, the electromagnetic field. It also has a proximity detector. So if anything comes within a range and disturbs its field of electricity or whatever, if it ever disturbs the field of electricity, an alarm goes off, like a audible alarm goes off. So there's it basically, for EMF it lights up. For temperature fluctuations, it'll show up. It'll play like a different tone, and blah blah blah. So it records and plays back a bunch of different things at once.
Okay.
And so we have this thing sitting about 30 feet away from us. So we're sitting in the middle of the hallway. We're asking questions and trying to talk about different things. Blah blah blah. I'm not really getting any responses. And then the guy who'd been there for like 30 years, I can't remember his name for the life of me, but I'm sure if you've seen any show with Waverly Hills, he's been on it because he's the main guy. So he's seen everything. So we're sitting there, and I get this just as we're just about to wrap things up. I get this thought in my mind, just like the name George, right? Just randomly, randomly named George. So I stop him. I'm like, hold on a second. I'm like, I got to try something. He's like, oh, okay. And so I'm sitting here trying to figure out how the fuck do I ask this without sounding like a complete fucking crazy person. Just like I have this random thing pop in my head. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, does your name start with G? And this thing lit up like the 4th of July. Like the sounds were going off. The temperature was going off. The EMF was going off. The entire machine was just going off. Mm-hmm. And he turns to me and he says, how the fuck did you know that? Shocked look on his face. He's like, how the fuck did you know that? I'm like, I literally don't know. Just happened.
It's like, how do you explain it? How the fuck do you know? I just tell me no.
So that was pretty funny. That was a funny story about Waverly Hills. I really do wish that I had the rest of the footage and stuff to go through, because I'm sure we would have captured some interesting stuff. But unfortunately, shortly after the Waverly Hills expedition, the team just kind of went off in its own way, and the audio technician who had 95% of the footage didn't provide it to me. So
that's
fantastic. When he left, so it's unfortunate, but that is what it is. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, one of the more interesting stories that I had was a private residence we went to. So they were having some weird goings on in their house. They were saying different things were happening, and most of the stuff that they were saying that was happening was centered around this iPhone dock that they had.
iPhone dock.
Yeah. So there was it's very weird. So the woman of the household. So there's a woman and a man. They were living in this house, and they had and she got an iPhone dock, which is oddly enough shaped like a ghost. They call it the iBoo, which is hilarious.
The iBoo. That's yes.
Yes. So oddly enough, it was shaped like a little ghost. And she said she got this from her friend who died in a car crash, about a year or so after he gave it to her. And I think they had kids, because he was saying that, she was saying that he was really close with her kids and all this other stuff and blah, 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 blah. And so lots of stuff was happening around this thing. So basically, they would have the phone in the dock charging.
Okay.
And it more or less would act like a little charging station and a speaker, right?
Okay.
So you could play music through it. And so randomly at times it would start playing music. Now, that would not be so suspicious. Yeah. However, the music it played would be reflective of whatever's happening at the time. Okay. That's a very
that's weird.
Yeah, it would be contextually accurate to whatever's happening at the time. Like if they were in an argument, they would
clock would play.
Like something to do with that. I can't remember what exactly the example she gave was.
Gotcha.
So we're going through our preliminary we're going through a preliminary assessment of the thing, and we're like, you know what? We want to get a baseline reading. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the phone off. We're going to put the phone in airplane mode, so it cannot receive any signals. And we're gonna walk around and we're gonna go and do our thing or whatever. So we do that. Okay. So we're about to leave. We turn the thing back on. It's sitting in the dock. It's doing its thing, and we're sitting in the living room, and everyone's hands are visible. Everyone's hands are visible, right? No one has a remote control in their hand.
Everything's above board.
No, nobody's like Dirk Dastardly in the corner holding a remote, you know. So
always comes back to the remote, doesn't it?
It does.
Discipline.
So we're all chatting and we're setting up a time to come back to do a full investigation. Because we got our baselines and everything else like that. And as we're talking, we hear like this buzzing coming from the kitchen, which is it's my best. If you've ever had like a headphone. Or if you've ever had like speakers and for your computer, and you put your cell phone next to the speaker, and you get like old school when you get like a text message here that
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was the sound we were hearing. So
that's
it was strange. And then soon after that, it started playing Funhouse, or not Funhouse. It started playing Hello by the Ting Tings or whatever.
Okay,
so I just came to say hello.
Oh, great!
That was
was
it started.
So if I was able to, like, I would be grabbing the blender and putting the phone in the blender, and that solved all those problems.
So
done.
That was how it started. That was how it started.
That's how it started.
So we
awesome.
come back for the investigation. We go through our investigation steps. We're like, okay, well, we want to make sure that this is not being influenced by any outside party. So we're gonna put the phone in the dock, and we're gonna put it on airplane mode, so that no one can interfere with it. Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
So we put the phone on airplane mode. Yeah. We put it in the dock. Let the thing go. Mm-hmm. Go through the night.
Mm-hmm.
About 3:00 in the morning, we go and check on the phone. Nothing's going on with the phone. We didn't hear it buzz at all. There's no anything going on with the phone. So we take the phone off of airplane mode, and it does this little nothing. No music, nothing. We're like, okay. So we're like, all right, well, obviously it's getting a signal, because when it's plugged in and we take it off of airplane mode, it's doing the virtual handshake thing with the mobile network. Yep. That's what we're hearing.
Yeah.
It's getting a signal. Okay. But nothing came through. We let it sit for 5 minutes. No audio came through, no nothing. Okay. Put it back into airplane mode. Went on with the rest of the night. And so we go through, do the rest of the investigation. Nothing super notable happens. There was a couple interesting things. Yeah. Like we had some weird EMF
stuff here and there type of thing.
Like we had some weird EMF spikes here and there, but nothing overly amazing happened. I mean, we got one of the clearest EVPs we've ever had. Which was absolutely like wild. Like this would have had to have been like circus style, like sliding doors in the wall type of shit for someone to pull this off.
Oh, really?
If it was somebody. So basically, there was an EVP that we got. It happened during the walkthrough, the preliminary walkthrough, where I was. I could account for literally everybody and where they were standing at the time that the CBP was captured. So there was nobody in the living room at the time. It sounded like somebody was sitting on the leather couch, because you can hear the creak in the leather couch. You can hear the creaking leather. It sounded like somebody sat forward and said, "Come find me." Clear as fucking day in the audio. There was no footsteps. There was no nothing. Like this literally, because to this day, the team was split on this being like someone pulling a fucking prank on us, or like this actually being legitimate, because this would have had to have been like, there was no way anyone could have gotten in or out of that room without me seeing them from my vantage point.
Okay.
Because there was like 3 or 4 of us that were there, and we were looking at it whenever else. Most of the people were in the basement.
Okay.
And it was wild. So like it would have literally had to have been someone take a fucking false panel out of the wall, climb over the couch, whisper into it, and then climb back in and put the false panel back.
That's easy to do.
That's the degree of ridiculousness that we would have had to have gone through. So as the night went on, it was fairly uneventful until one point, actually, which this point I'm still skeptical about because of the way that it happened and what I've later found out about the individual. But one of the team members, so we were sitting in the basement and we were kind of poking and prodding and hoping to get something going on. And so, we're like, hey, blah, 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 do something. Show us you're here, blah, 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 blah. And then one of the team members that was sitting on the couch, so we were all sitting in the dark, but there was, the homeowner was sitting like one corner, I was sitting in one corner, the team member was sitting on the couch and in the basement. And he said, just out of nowhere, he's just like, ow. He's like, something felt like it just went down my back. He's like, it felt like a cat just went down my back. Now they don't have animals. Okay. They don't have animals in the house, so it couldn't have been. Weird. It couldn't have been a cat, and he had his back up against the couch. So I'm like, okay, well, what did you do? He's like, I didn't do anything. He's like, I just felt like something raked down my back. I'm like, okay. So I turn on the night vision on the camera, and I get him to lift up his shirt, and he had scratches all the way down his back.
Oh, that's great.
All over his back. So I turn on the light, and sure as shit, like they were raised scratches, like they just happened, and they were like going in all different directions down his back. And it's like, okay, well, that was very, very interesting. Now I don't know. Again, I didn't see him. I don't know if he could have reached it to do it himself. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's inconclusive. No idea. So after we go through the entire investigation, had some very interesting and intriguing things happen. We go back upstairs. It's about 6:00 at this point in the morning. Okay. Yeah. We take the phone off of airplane mode. Okay. Okay. So it goes through its did it thing again. It goes for a little bit longer this time, and then it starts playing Funhouse by Pink.
Oh,
it is weird timing, and it starts out about midway through the song, and it says, "This used to be a fun house, but now it's full of evil clowns." That's the point in the song of where it kicked off.
All right.
So
tell them this is a paid gig. Goodness gracious. I'd be just going, well, look at the time. it's time to pack it up. Head out. We're done. Thank you.
It was bizarre, and still to this day, I don't know if this was an elaborate ruse. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they had ninjas in the wall or what, but this was probably one of the most weirdest and interactive hauntings I've ever seen.
And you just finished saying that this is a boring gig to do in the first place, and I have all that excitement. Goodness gracious,
it is a boring gig. Yeah,
yeah, and I have all that excitement all at once.
And Nearnance says, I need to be paid for this. I feel you, Mr. Hop. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, get me involved in that. Okay, this is good. It's time to go. It's time to go.
And Brett's saying same as Jinn or Dijin. Genies, basically what genies are based off of. Some are said to be just vile, while others can be helpful, and everything in between. From what I've read, seen, heard from various sources, absolutely agree. And don't forget to be very careful when you're dealing with entities like that.
And also be careful with German ghosts like that called Dijons. They're kind of scary, and that joke sounded a lot better in my head before I said it out. I'll just look pretty and just.
Tickle My Tombstone says, I've been to the infamous Whaley house. I have a photo of one of the Whaley family members in the bedroom. That's very cool.
Oh, I'm not familiar with the Whaley house. What is this?
I'm not super familiar with that either. I'll have to look that one up. But that sounds very cool. Yeah. Cool. Blaze Firestorm says, my dad's friend said he didn't believe in ghosts in a place I used to live. A CD case came out of a CD stand and hit him in the back of the head. That's hilarious.
Well, CD cases do that. There's a little warning
all the time.
Sticker sticker on there. It says, "Be careful, device may hit you in the back of the head," so you can't sue us. There you
all
go.
the time.
Every time.
and I think one of the most interesting places I've been to, bar none, would probably have to be the Preston Springs Hotel in Cambridge.
Yep.
I can talk about this now. I think I mentioned this briefly last time, but I can talk about this now because the NDA is long gone.
Okay.
And they still have not finished construction on that friggin' building.
Isn't that weird?
It's been 10 years since I've investigated it.
And on top of that way it's positioned and the architecture behind that, just it's the most bizarre building I've ever seen. I've been around this country a fair bit. It's like, wow.
So we ended up capturing photos of a woman in a nurse uniform, like an old like World War I nurse's outfit.
Okay.
We caught photos of her. I think we have like 3 different photos of her, and in one of the areas. And we didn't know at the time, but we found out later that Preston Springs Hotel used to be kind of like an area when soldiers come back. That's where they go to kind of get taken care of and rehabbed.
Yeah,
that happened for like a brief time during one of the world wars.
So like a halfway house, more or less.
Yeah, so like when they were injured, they would shipped back, and they would be sent there specifically to because of the hot springs. They would be sent there to kind of recuperate. Yeah, and before they go back to their family. That was so cool. And so those types of nurses would have been there, like they would have been there, and that was very interesting. So we ended up capturing a lot of anomalies there. We had some very interesting cold spots. I don't know if we had any audio. I don't think we had any conclusive audio.
You know, if I was there and I found a cold spot, I'd be like, okay, put the soda pop right here. Let's utilize this area quite nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we caught.
I make fun. Sorry.
But we did capture some photos of her, which was very, very interesting. And
cool.
when we took a break and we went outside for some air, because we did this on Halloween. Oh, Halloween night.
That's just
an
awesome.
Absolutely amazing way to spend a Halloween, by the way. So we take some photos of the front of the building as we're outside of it, whenever else. And in the fucking top floor, so there's like 3 or 4 floors to this building, and there's like a little kind of like a clock tower, not really a clock tower, like a bell tower thing. And there's lots of things, like there's like a bowl and stuff like that. So it looks like people have been doing rituals and stuff up there, and they break in and do like weird stuff. Mm-hmm. So in the top floor of this fucking building, the 3rd floor is reported to be the most haunted floor. We caught a silhouette of a person in the 3rd floor, and there was nobody in this building except us at that time. So that was pretty cool too. But yeah, there was some really interesting stuff that happened there. We were lining up at the end of the night. We were lining up to take a group photo in the main foyer, and there's a bunch of garbage and stuff behind us. So we're lined up in front of this, and we're just about, all right, let's go. Right, so let's count down 3, 2, 1, cheese. And just as we count down, something behind us smashed into the fucking garbage heap. Oh. Like, it sounded like a fucking car crashed into it.
Oh, look at the time. Time to go. Back out.
Yeah, so that was a very funny group photo.
Oh, especially on Hallows Eve, for goodness sakes.
Exactly. No, that was a really amazing experience, a really awesome experience. So that was pretty cool.
That is decent. That is decent.
Action Toys is saying in Brantford, Ontario, there's a portion of land that got cursed. Cursed this land and the people that inhabit it. The curse that was the land in question would never be prosperous. I don't know if you ever looked into it or heard, but I'll have to look into that. That sounds really cool.
That explains Burlington.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry, that's been a stab there. Stabby.
It's interesting. But you get a free Frogurt. The Frogurt is also cursed.
Oh, you're horribles.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Did you ever, so this is tickle my tombstone, did you ever use those SLS detectors, the ones with the stick figures? Those legit terrified me. I've never tried that before.
Are you rich?
I I had an EMF detector. I have had a Mel meter.
Are those the rods that they're talking about there?
I don't know.
Okay, because the
Stick
thing is that
figures.
my stick figures. Okay. Yeah, no, it's odd. Never heard of stick figures before, except for
Yeah.
Blair Witch. Blair Witch.
And Tom P is saying that's when you hear the Amityville ghost say, "Get out."
All right, well, look at that. It's 4 a.m. The bus is coming 6. Time to leave. It's been
Nope.
giggles.
That's a no from me.
That's a big negatory.
Yes,
Don't need
goodness.
this. We're not getting paid enough.
Yeah, so
Hair
that was
virtually turning white while you're still standing there. Like, yep, time to go.
that was fun.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. There's so many interesting things that have happened when we've gone ghost hunting. Like
I'm surprised. So many interesting things that happen when you go ghost hunting.
Like when we went to the Blue Ghost Tunnel, because you have to hike your way into it, right?
Yeah.
It's sectioned off, so you're not allowed to go in.
Yeah.
And we did anyway.
Of course.
So we of course we get about halfway there, and we hear coyotes like all around us, like absolutely going fucking nuts, coyotes. And this is obviously driving up the anxiety level because we're in the middle of the fucking woods. And we hear coyotes literally all around us. And we get down this big long fucking path. So for those of you who've been to the ghost tunnel, you know what I'm talking about. But there's basically it's a big hill, and it's a big slick hill that you have to like kind of go down. Perfect. And then you step over this little creek thing, and then you're right in front of the ghost tunnel. Okay. So we get down. So these coyotes are just like howling and going nuts all around. Sounds like they're literally everywhere. We can't see anything.
Perfect. What time of the day is it?
It's probably about like 12 o'clock.
Oh, even better. So you're in the middle of the wilderness.
Yeah.
Not quite getting your footing right, and you got the wilderness creatures kind of going, "Hey, you know what? We're kind of hungry, and bipedals."
Well, apparently this, like, when they go like that nuts, it's because they've actually killed something, and they're.
Oh, great! So basically, they have a taste for blood, and
no, they're already eating.
Oh, they're already eaten, so they're still hungry. Okay,
no, they're not hungry. Basically, we hear all this. They're just going crazy, and so I step 1 foot on the ground in front of the Blue Ghost Tunnel. Dead silence. Everything stopped.
That's awesome.
Like fucking stopped, and it's like okay. And then that was the encounter where we had the thing trying to drag one of our team members down to the other end of the tunnel, and she felt compelled to go down. And we had to 4 people had to physically lift her up and remove her.
Oh, even more fantastic. So wilderness creatures starving for human blood, and one of your team members gets propelled to go down this particular tunnel. And it takes four people to restrain her to bring her back to her senses.
Yeah. And we dragged her out of the tunnel, and we decided, okay, after about like 15 minutes, we're like, all right, we're gonna pack up and go.
Yeah.
So we go and grab our equipment, and we head back up. As soon as we start to head back up the fucking hill, coyotes again, just completely going nuts, howling.
Wonderful. I'm not even there, and I'm, literally frightened. It's like, how do you survive this crap? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really wild. It's really wild.
You had your coyote repellent, so obviously that was
exactly.
All right, what do we got here?
And Ty Brunner saying, I want to go to South Dakota and see the haunted funhouse. I do. Absolutely.
Why have I heard about this?
I don't know.
This funhouse thing. I don't know. I've got bubble brain syndrome. Goodness gracious. All the stories we talked about each other. Is this the one where you have to sign off on something? And they
No. That's a completely different thing. That's like that's actually like a torture house.
Okay. All right.
And there is no money because he doesn't ever let anybody get to the end.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe again those two stories fused together.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So what is this funhouse?
Tickle My Tombstone says the SLS detectors basically outline ghosts unseen by the human eye, display them on a wall, or display them on a screen in a stick figure fashion.
Oh, okay.
I have never heard of that. That sounds really creepy, though.
That sounds cool.
That
Yeah,
sounds really cool.
It's like Cody
And,
surrounded event team.
and Tickle My Tombstone says, "Come to California. I'll take you to the Whaley House. It's adjacent to like 4 top haunted places here." That sounds very cool. I'd be totally down for that.
So let me get this straight. We pay for airfare. We pay for everything else. We get down there, and we have to worry about our mortal souls in the process. That sounds like an awesome time. Hook me up.
No.
No.
You be around me, and those things will not touch you. Don't worry.
Okay, that's good. All right.
They don't fuck with me.
That's good.
They don't fuck with me. They try, but they don't succeed.
Maybe my bubble brain syndrome would completely confuse them.
All right.
What do we got?
So we've been talking about some spooky stuff, but that's not all we're doing today.
What else are we doing today, Crumb?
We are doing some live tarot card readings.
Oh, that sounds
because normally this type of stuff would cost some serious coin.
Yeah.
However, because we are celebrating our 500 subs, hitting 500 subs, which is amazing.
500 subs? That is amazing. Subs.
Which, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, I found out that 75% of our views are coming from non-subscribers.
Interesting.
So if y'all are watching this and you're not subscribed and you're enjoying the content, just hit the subscribe button.
And on top of that, I flip my little radio voice here. Plus, on top of that, when you hit that luscious red subscribe button, also do not forget to like this particular video as well. It gives an indication of content that you like to see more often. Plus, on top of that, do not forget to share this particular video with your own social media, and also tell your friends.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yep.
Hit the notification bell.
The Taco Bell bell to tell you when Crumb's going live here on the old channel. And, there we are.
So I will open up the floor. I will open up the floor and hit that like button. Smash that like button.
Smash it.
So I will open up the floor. I'll do anyone that wants to have a tarot card reading. Oh, I'll just say that. Anybody that wants to in the audience, we're not limiting it at all today. So so whoever wants to come in, I will. If you want a tarot card reading, just like, I don't know, jam tarot into chat right now, and I'll go in order.
There you go.
I'll go.
So we're giving away free tarot readings today.
Today and today only.
We have the two of us here. We also got the chat, the best chat on all the YouTubes. This is a very generous stream, if you ask me. What a hell of a broadcast. And we're talking about scary stuff and things like that. Bumpy things that go in the night.
Spooky, scary Saturday. Spooky.
By the way, did that jigsaw person eat Ken?
I think so.
That will explain why Ken's not here today. Besides, he's not scheduled. we have to give Ken a couple of shows off so he can recuperate from his potato mic instances.
Exactly. So we have a few tarot card requests here. All right, that's good. Happy to see. So I'm gonna start in order. I'm gonna go down the chat. Hopefully, if I forget you, just remind me by saying tarot in the chat.
There you go.
So we're going to start with the Action Toys channel. So I'm just going to shuffle. I still can't get my fucking video to work on this. So I'm going to describe to you guys. I'll tell you what cards come up. I don't do reverse reading. So
what
reverse is for when
people?
It's when you're shuffling the cards and whatever else, and you turn them around. So when you pull a card, it comes up reversed.
Gotcha.
Usually has a different meaning. Depending on whatever. I do very simplistic. I can do reverse readings. I choose not to. Okay. So, that's cool. So this is going to be for Action Toys channel.
Oh, I have a funny meme, by the way. If I can just throw this in really quickly. I found this jerky thing a little while ago, and the funny is a vegetarian jerky made by real vegetarians. So I thought that was funny to share with the rest of the people.
Made of real vegetarians?
100% vegetarians.
All right, so we're drawing the 3 cards for Action Toys channel now.
Awesome.
So I'm going to let you know what these are. There's going to be one. I'm going to have an itchy nose. I'm going to pull up some of the descriptions. Some of these I haven't seen in a long time. So
that's cool.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So the first card that we turn over is the 6 of Swords. The second is the Page of Pentacles, and the third is the Four of Swords. So I'm just going to take a moment to look at this here. So this is regarding something. It's a decision that you've made to move on cautiously about something. I'm trying to see if there's any more insight I can get about this. I'm just going to concentrate for a second here. So
I'll try not to distract you.
no worries.
Awesome.
So it's about a thought that you've had, a decision that you've made recently. You're being very cautious with it. It's about taking the swords represent the mind. So this is not a physical representation. This is some sort of idea. I'm guessing this is an idea. The Page of Pentacles here. Because I have not got the Page of Pentacles very often. I'm gonna be one moment. Let's see here. Right. Okay. So the Page of Pentacles is representative of an opportunity. It is a prime chance for an opportunity. So this idea that you've been very cautious about, that you've taken, possibly have adapted from somebody else, that you're being very secretive about, that you're being very quiet about. You have a real opportunity. You're trying to bring it a physical manifestation, and there's a real financial opportunity for you there. The Four of Swords in this particular layout is interesting. It's saying that you are going to need to take some time, recuperate. It's going to take a lot out of you to get this to where you want it to be. Whatever this idea is of yours, this is Action Toys channel, right? Yeah. So whatever this idea that you've been kind of cultivating, that you want to bring forward, that you're trying to monetize, it's going to take a lot out of you. So be sure to give yourself time to rest, relax, bring it to fruition. It is a big undertaking. It is a big undertaking that you're currently thinking of. So just make sure that you're aware that whatever it is, you give yourself a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of your energy. Realize that there are going to be people that have their swords pointed at you. So you have the three swords hanging over you, but you also have the one sword at your side to knock them away if anything were to happen. So it's telling you to just take it one step at a time. Take your time. Don't burn yourself out, and relax. Breathe. So that is that one. Action Toys. I hope that was insightful. I hope that worked. I don't know what it is because I'm not in your brain. Handbook. No handbook. Brett asks. No, I don't have my handbook handy. I just have it's way easier for me to Google it because it's right here than for me to flip through the book. So yeah. So Tickle My Tombstone is up next for this tarot card reading.
Free trip.
But I'm going to ask Action Toys if that makes sense. So Action Toys says, "I understand." Okay. Did you want any clarification on it or anything else like that, or does that make sense to you? Because I hate leaving people just.
Especially when we're doing the online show component.
Yeah, I hate leaving people hanging.
Yeah.
Before
I'm pretty sure Toys will get back to us eventually.
Oh yeah. For Tickle My Tombstones, if we're done with Action Toys, I'm just going to move on to the next. Okay. Clear my mind, clear the deck.
Yeah, give it a couple more minutes.
Yeah, give it a couple more minutes.
There you go. Quick jog around the block. There we go.
Yep. So if you want a tarot card reading, just say tarot in the chat. I will go through in order that people have said it, and I'll try to break through to everybody's requests here.
You have to click clack all the YouTube buttons at once.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So
click all the buttons except the down voting button and the flag button. Yeah, that's about it. I'm being silly today. I'm being a bit silly. I apologize to our viewers. Plus, it was 7 minutes late. Goodness gracious.
No worries at all. No worries at all. All right, so Tickle My Tombstone. This one is going to be for you. I'm just going to shuffle the deck here a little bit more while thinking about you. Most of these tarot card readings are better done in person because you can get your actual energy into them. I'm doing my best to try and draw it from you guys. So it's more accurate if you're in person because you can get your hands on the deck. You can put your energy into the deck. This deck has been pretty seasoned, so it's really I would say it's more accurate, and I would say it's something that something that I trust anyway. It's more seasoned. Let's cut there. All right, drawing the 3 cards for Tickle My Tombstone. Let's see what the deck has to say to you. Oh, very interesting. Okay. Okay, Tickle My Tombstone. There is something that has been set in motion. Either I don't think this was set in motion by you. The reason I say that, so I'll read the cards out here. 8 of Wands is the first draw. 8 of Wands. The second draw is the 9 of Swords. And the last draw is the Knight of Pentacles. So I didn't want to jump too far into the reading before I read these cards out. So the reason I say I don't think this has been set in motion by you is because of the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords, something is keeping you awake at night. Something is in the back of your mind that you're worrying about. And the Knight of Pentacles is here to remind you that you're being cautious. I'm just going to take one quick look here just to see if there's any more meaning. No, memento. Yeah, okay. That fits. So it's thought. So it's reminding you that you just need to keep your routine, not to stress out about it, not to be stuck on it. Whatever this is, it's beyond your control. So whatever it is that's keeping you awake at night, whatever it is that is bothering you right now, and I'm saying that's right in the forefront of your worry. Not like the second or third. This is the first thing that is sitting in the front of your mind. It is worrying you to no end. You're losing sleep over it. It's taking you away from your daily routine. This is something that you have no control over. It was not set in motion by you, and you can't. It's not a good idea to change any of it. The 8 of Wands is a card that shows a bunch of wands rocketing through the air at a very precise angle. And if any of those were to move, it would disrupt anything that was going on. So the Knight is here. The Knight of Pentacles is here to tell you to keep your routine. Just keep steady. Try not to let yourself get too stuck on it. Try not to get yourself too stuck on it. That's what it is telling you. It's a very, very strong feeling that I'm getting from these cards. So I'm hoping that helps you in some. And Tickle My Tombstone says, "Damn accurate." Well, that's this deck. That's this deck. Tentacles, Pentacles. Knight of Tentacles sounds like a horror film.
Really? Okay. Obviously, more of an Asian production.
So I'm gonna ask if you want any more clarification on that Tickle My Tombstone. Just before we head to the next one, I'm hoping that helped you some. That was a very, very, very strong, clear image that I got from them, though. Very, very clear. So hopefully, Well, we have to allow for the lag of the stream. It's
So we give a little time for Toomey there.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Not to worry, not to worry. We're just giving the deck a shuffle here.
Exactly. Shuffle.
Oh my god, my nose gets so itchy. No,
Go
that's
ahead.
perfect. Thank you. Perfect. All right. So we're gonna focus on Ty Brunner.
Is it Ty Runner?
Yeah.
Like,
It's just a
because of
reminder. Just a reminder for the chat. If you guys do want a tarot card reading, I'm doing a 3-card spread tarot card reading. So it's not super duper in depth and not super duper personal. So won't give away your entire life story. I won't dox you, but just say tarot in the chat or any variation of tarot if you want a tarot card reading, and I will give you a reading as we go along here. I'm going in order, so when I just scroll up and I see the next person, I highlight them, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm going to focus on Ty Brunner. Ty Brunner. Hopefully you're still in the chat.
Yep.
Hopefully you're still there.
I'm the best chat of the YouTubes.
I'm going to keep trying to focus on Ty Brunner here. And I think we got, yep, okay. I'm going to cut the cards. About there. Okay. And we're going to dole out 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Flip them over here. Oh, this is interesting. We have 2 major arcana come up for you. So this is a really strong message for you, Ty. The first card is the Knight of Wands.
Okay.
The next card is the World, the major arcana, the World. And the third card is the Emperor. Now, I have not had the World come up, I think, one time, just once.
Oh.
That's very, very interesting. So I'm going to take a moment here. I'm going to take a moment here to take a look at these and to see.
You don't hear the clickety clack in the keyboard. Lots of stuff going down.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense for what these are in context of. Okay. The Emperor. I just want to make sure that I'm like really accurate with these readings. Okay. That's very interesting.
Okay.
This reading, so you have 2 major arcana that come up in here. So this is a very important message for you. Okay. Very unorthodox way of saying this, but very interesting. It might be a little bit personal, but the cards are saying that you've been searching for something. You've been very passionate and very, very not feverishly. Feverishly is not the right word. It's good seeing you too, Tickle My Tombstone. Thank you so much for hanging out. Very, very passionately, very actively searching for something. Now, the Emperor in this instance shows a father figure. I don't know if this means that you've been searching for your father, or you've been searching for your father figure, or somebody in authority. But it's saying that you've been looking, and you've been very much passionate about finding something of that authority. And it's telling you that you're going to be traveling the world to do it. So you're going to be traveling. Now, this is the world. I'm getting the feeling that it's not that big. I'm getting the feeling that you're going to be traveling cities. You might be traveling across the country. But this is what it's telling me, that you have something of a burning passion inside of you. That's the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is showing like a really passionate search. And it's so strange that it would come up in this context. I don't know what this means. I don't know you personally, Ty, so I can't comment on that. But it's saying that you're going to need to travel, either across cities or across the country, to find what you're looking for. So I'm hoping that is some use to you. I'm going to try to draw one more card to see if I can get more context. Two of Pentacles. Interesting. I just want to see in this context what that means. Yeah, so you're juggling priorities right now as well. So you're stuck between two things that is impeding this. It's telling you to pursue your goal of going towards what you're looking for. Because right now you're juggling priorities. You're stuck between two things. It's telling you need to focus on your travel. You need to focus on your search. Whatever it is that you're searching out for, whether it's a family member, whether it's an authority, you need to continue that. You need to focus on that, because whatever you're juggling right now, that's preventing you from moving forward. So that is what I have for you, Ty. I hope that's some use.
Mhm.
It's weird, man. Like I get these cards that I honestly have had things pop up that just literally never come up.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like I've rarely ever had the World. I think I've rarely ever pulled Death.
Yeah.
So
That's a scary
so weird.
Yeah.
Well, Death is just change. That's all it is. It's not scary.
They should call it a change card then, not the death card. But I'm being very, very silly. It's kind of funny. Pulled the King card. Immediately, I was thinking of the God King from Warhammer or something like that. So,
The Emperor.
yeah, that's right. The Emperor. This is a Warhammer game, is it not? No. Oh, have we put the challenge up to Ricada yet by chance? I keep forgetting.
What's that? What challenge?
Well, basically the challenge for Ricada to come to our show.
Not yet, I don't think. It's Satai saying, feel like it's predicting my girlfriend coming in the 7th of September, and story is based overseas. Hey, that could very well be it. It's definitely talking about traveling. It's definitely talking about pursuing your passion. One of the important takeaways from that is that you're juggling two things right now. You need to focus on one thing. That's the biggest takeaway that the strongest takeaway that I'm getting from that.
And I'm assuming you go back to the other thing down the line, right?
What?
Well, you said focus on the one thing, right?
I don't know. That's all. That's the only message that I got out of it. So it's saying that you need to stop juggling the two things. You need to focus on the one if you want to pursue those.
Yeah.
So hopefully that means something to you. I hope. Fingers are crossed. So Blaze Firestorm is next. I'm going to try to focus on Blaze Firestorm 21. Try to get a good...
Hey, we know that Blaze Firestorm, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
We know this guy.
We do.
We like him on the Twatters there.
I'm just going to focus on Blaze Firestorm, nothing else. Hopefully get an accurate reading here. And cut the cards. It's kind of a boring thing, I know, for people, but it's an important thing. So let's go 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I have to look up one of these. I know the other one, though. I know the other ones. Okay, that's what I figured this one was too. So the first is the 10 of Wands. The second card is the 7 of Cups. And the third card is the 10 of Cups. So very interesting that you have two ending of the journeys here. Very, very interesting stuff. So the 10 of Wands here is saying that you're carrying a burden. You're at the end of your journey. You've been carrying something for a very, very long time. This is talking about that burden. So you have opportunities, and you have a lot of choices that you need to make right now. There's a lot of wishful thinking, and there's a lot of illusions. So you need to figure out which of these things you need to move forward with. You need to pick one of them. You need to decipher which are the illusions, which are real opportunities. And this is relating to the burdens that you've been carrying. The 10 of Cups shows lots of life, basically a family, lots of life, happiness, full cups, lots of growing movement, all that stuff. So whatever this is that you've been holding on to, whatever it is that you need to make a decision about, or what you've been carrying as a burden, what then you need to come clean with yourself about, what you need to come clean with others about, it's going to bring you a lot of happiness. It's going to bring you to a stage of your life where you're going to be fulfilled. So this is something that's very close to you, something that's very deep, deep-seated for you, something you've been holding on to for a very long time. You need to be honest with yourself. You need to remove any illusions, and you're going to find yourself a lot happier coming to terms with it, accepting that whatever it is, or releasing whatever burden that is. So I hope that is something. I'm going to take one more card draw. Okay, so it is the Queen of Swords. I want to see what it is in context to this, so I'm just going to be a moment. Yeah, so this is just reaffirming that you need to you need to set clear boundaries. You need to have direct communication. So this is something that you have to communicate. This is something in terms of communicating something about yourself, being clear to yourself, making an independent decision. Don't let others influence your decision. Make this decision on your own. Make this assessment on your own. You have the knowledge to do it. You have the tools to do it. The swords here is also showing. It also alludes to the wands, because of the lights that are shining from the sword on the queen is holding, the crown that the queen is holding, and the pillar. That is an allusion to the wands. So this is referring to the wands. This is referring to your heart, to your passion. So there's something in your heart, something in your mind that you need to be honest with yourself about, something in there that you need to come to terms with or make a decision about, and you're going to be a lot happier for doing so. It's going to change your life in a positive manner. So hopefully that serves you well. That was the message from the cards for you there, Blaze Firestorm.
There you go.
So I'm hoping that meant something to you. I'm going to scroll up here and get the next person. No worries, Tom P. No worries. We're working down the list. So I'm going to let Blaze Firestorm answer if that was good. If that made any sense. If it made no sense, it's perfectly fine if it makes no sense as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Because it could make sense later.
This is true.
A lot of times I get tarot card readings. I'm like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And then like 6 months down the line, I'm like, oh my God. There it is. There it is. So.
Oh, and how it all comes together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to give Blaze Firestorm another couple moments. Have to figure out what that burden is. It's a burden of your heart. It's something in your heart. That's what the wands signify. So, look within yourself. You'll know it to be true.
Do it. Make it Jedi.
Well, it's probably telling you something you don't even realize is a burden yet. So, I would that would be my guess.
Mhm.
Wands are really weird when it comes to that type of stuff. So, all right, Ethan and Monte. Hopefully, you're still in the chat. I'm hoping. Ethan and Monte.
Everyone's in the chat.
We're gonna give. I'm gonna focus on Ethan and Monte here. Hopefully, this deck also has a bit of a quirk.
Awesome.
It's not all the time. It's not straightforward all the time. Sometimes it's very quirky.
Mm-hmm.
Wands, no, Wands, like wand, like Harry Potter wand,
Magical wand.
magic wand.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan Amante. Let's see here. I'm gonna cut the deck. It was like, obviously, if we had a bunch more time, we could do deeper meanings. But
You mentioned that you could do like 6 in a row or something like that type of thing.
no, you can do like a 16 card layout. You can do multi-card layouts that give much more in depth and everything. So we've drawn the 3 cards. First card is the 7 of Pentacles. The second card is the 8 of Swords. And the last card is the Page of Pentacles. All right. Very interesting. Lots of hesitation in this one. You have a bountiful harvest in the 7 of Pentacles, but you're hesitant to pick any of them. Everything is there. The 8 of Swords is also about hesitation. It's something. The 8 of Swords is referring to something that you are keeping yourself entrapped in. And the Page of Pentacles in this particular layout here is showing that you're being overly cautious about your opportunity. So I'm going to take from this that you've had something offered to you, or you have an opportunity. You currently do, that you are holding yourself back on because you don't think that you have some sort of reservation about this opportunity that's being given to you, whether it's because you don't feel like you're good enough for it, or you don't feel like you deserve it, or there's some sort of thing that you are holding yourself back on. What I would say in this is the cards are telling you to, because you have a lot of opportunity here. Between the 7 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, that's a lot. That's a lot of monetary, and this is something to do with your job. This is something to do with money making, right? So this is very specific, very, very specific to that. It's telling you that you're being overly cautious and you're doing it to yourself. So any of these things that are holding you back, you are doing it to yourself. The 8 of Wands here, it shows a woman that is encircled very loosely by swords. And she has these chains that are very loosely wrapped around her hands with a blindfold on, and she could easily free herself from the chains and the blindfold to see that she could just simply walk through the swords without putting herself in any harm. But she's keeping herself there. So you need to realize that you're holding yourself back. You have a fear, for whatever reason it is, of this opportunity. You have, and this is here to remind you that this is a bountiful opportunity. You should go for it. You should take your action towards it, because you have this opportunity. You have this moment. Just grab a hold of it. Take the blindfold off. Take the chains off, and move forward. That's what it's telling you here. So I hope that is meaningful for you. And Jay Lydian says Celtic Cross, classic, but so much context and be a lengthy reading. Exactly. Celtic Cross, I love the Celtic Cross, but that's like an hour. That's like an hour long of sitting down, and like that's a lot of money for people.
Time too. Goodness.
Yeah.
It's an hour. Wow.
Yeah, it's a very long time, which is why I like the 3-card spread, because the 3-card spread gives me a quick little bam, bam, bam. We can talk about it. We can give a quick context, and we can get through quite a few people.
Yep.
And if there is more stuff that I'm not super confident about, I can draw more cards.
That's cool.
But Celtic Cross is very good if you want like an in-depth, long-term, like super big reading, but that takes like an hour. And it's a very, very serious, hardcore, in-depth. Not something you'd want to broadcast to a dozen people or 1,000 people or
open con on the internets. Goodness. If you want me asking, how much does it cost to do something like that in general?
Really depends. Really depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, some people charge quite a bit of money.
Ooh, okay.
If you're looking at Celtic Cross reading, depending on the person doing it, you're probably running anywhere from $50 to $100.
Oh wow.
Yeah. For 3-card readings, you're probably looking at about like $10, $15.
Yeah, I was gonna say $20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
Yeah.
And try typing all of it out when VoIP things were not a thing and chat rooms were the only way. Oh my goodness, that would be brutal. That would be brutal. So, so Brett, did you have any other anything to add to that or whatever else? Or was that good? We'll move on to the next one. Used to do it for a beer or a joint, yeah, basically. I don't like charging. Like I really don't like charging. What I am using the Gilded Tarot.
Mm-hmm.
For people who are out there wondering, so you can actually look at what cards I'm drawing and seeing what I'm talking about. Generally, tarot cards are usually roughly around the same. There are variations, but they're usually around the same. Like the 8 of Swords is always going to be a woman encircled in swords, etc., and all that other stuff. It's varies from deck to deck, tiny variations, but they're usually about the same. So, but I love the Gilded Tarot. It was a deck that I got gifted to me a long time ago. So yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna start focusing on Randy here. If Brett is good to go.
Yeah.
So Randy Schreibner Jr. If anybody in the chat would like to have a tarot card reading, just type out tarot. I'm going down the list of people that say it, and trying to include as many people as I can. So looks like a flashy deck. It's one of the most common decks used, and it's a very nice deck. Mine is like pretty accurate. I would say like most if not all the people that I have read tarot for, they've been very. I wouldn't say pleased because not all of it's good news, but they've been happy with the accuracy and the stuff. So Randy is here. We're going to focus on Randy Schreibner Jr. as we shuffle this deck here. Okay. I'm going to take a cut of the deck here. Let's go. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if anybody is looking at what deck and they want to see what cards I'm drawing, it's the Gilded Tarot. I'll type it in chat here after I draw these cards. Gilded Tarot. One thing about doing all of these readings and doing mediumship, my nose gets really itchy. It's weird.
That is funny.
No, I'm going down the list.
Mm-hmm.
So you were first, Ethan, then Randy,
Mm-hmm.
and then
we had
and then
Toomey and Joe. No, Blaze.
And then Brett was after that.
Yeah.
We have Brett after that. So is that last one was for Ethan, pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I believe so.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Okay. Well, this is curious.
Oh, what'd you do? What'd you get?
Another card that I rarely ever have. Rarely ever have.
Oh.
King of Cups. So yeah, sorry, Brett. I think I was confused. I meant Ethan, not Brett, because that was for Ethan. Ethan Amante.
Yes.
Hoping Ethan is okay. I hope that reading didn't just obliterate Ethan off the face of the planet.
Awesome. Come to the Canuckleheads broadcast where you can be blasted.
So yeah, Brett is after Randy. So sorry about the confusion there.
Yeah.
I just saw that Brett had responded to somebody else, so I got my mind confused. So this one is for Randy Schreibner.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to mess up the order, no worries. The first card we have is the King of Cups. The second is the Knight of Pentacles, and the third is the Nine of Cups. So this is very interesting. I rarely ever get the King of Cups. Okay. So this is regarding your emotional balance. I'm guessing. I'm going to take a moment. So Randy, this is to do with you being emotionally guarded. It's about a project. This is not a project of the heart. Like, this is not a romantic relationship. This is about a financial project, and you're emotionally guarded about it. It's telling you that you need to. Sorry, I'm trying to also pick up on the emotions of the cards here as well. It seems like you have an anxiety about something that you're working on. I have my eyes closed right now, so I can't see chat. It's like some sort of anxiousness about a project that you're working on that you covet very, 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 very much. I need more context on this. I'm going to draw another card. So the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man is the Gilded Tarot. The Hanged Man is the normal tarot. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's telling you that you need to let go of your apprehension in order to achieve something that you can be proud of. Whatever it is, whatever this project is, you have like a lot of heart, a lot of passion, a lot of investment in it. And you're anxious. I don't want to say that it's going to get taken away, but you're anxious of failure. You need to let go of that anxiety, and you're going to see success with what you're working towards. This is the feeling I'm getting. I'm getting like a feeling. So just to let you know, because I'm trying to get some of my sensitivity into this as well, just to get a deeper meaning from these cards. It feels like there's something like grabbing and crushing at my heart. Like it's like this deathly fear of something. You're being super cautious, and you're being very protective, and you're almost not paranoid, but it's a justified paranoia. And you need to let that go, Randy. You need to let that go to move forward, because that's impeding you from your success. Be cautious. Don't be overly overbearing about being successful and being proud, but just temper that. Find a balance between being cautious and being proud, right? Between the two. You need to let go of that anxiety and move forward with what you have. because you do have something that is going to work out for you, and you have the ability, you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you have the wherewithal. You're just holding yourself back a little bit because you're just too deathly afraid of that being taken from you. So hopefully that makes sense. That was an interesting reading. So, whew.
How's your nose?
itchy AF. So hopefully that was good for you, Randy. I don't know if that resonated with you at all or not, but let me just go up here and get the next.
Who's next?
Brett is next.
Brett is next. Cue with your music.
So I'll let that sink in for Randy for a moment or two if he wants to let me know if that was.
That's a little heavy.
That was really heavy. I mean, it was so heavy I could actually feel it. So that's how much the cards wanted that message to get through. So
it's like, hey, come here for a second. Yeah. You, me, and 3 cards to attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully I didn't kill Randy.
Welcome to the Canuckleheads show. Today's tarot reading, everyone just scatters. No.
I mean, a scary one.
We've been
You think it could mean 2 things?
Ooh.
Well, I'll let you sit on that, Randy. I don't want to influence what it could be. So
Yeah.
I'll let you figure what resonates with you.
Mm-hmm.
Cue a Rumjack song. All right, Brett. I'm going to concentrate on Brett Learmonth.
Happy thoughts with Brett Learmonth.
All right, going to focus on this. I know I'm boring, but I'm not that boring.
No. It's this is all on me because guess what? I forgot my one true weakness. It's like, hey, let's have a great meal. No problem. I usually pass the fuck out afterwards.
Yeah, you really need to stop eating like directly before a stream.
I know.
You need to like not do that.
I know. It's like drinking. Can't drink on streams. Too emotional.
Exactly. All right. So Brett Learmonth. Let's cut the cards here. Just be a moment. So yeah, like I was saying, it is pretty difficult to do this without the person being here.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they put their energy into the cards, they can shuffle, they can cut, different things like that. Things that make a difference in the readings. So the first card that we drew is the Ace of Swords. Second is the Four of Cups. Third is the Page of Wands. Very, very interesting. You're welcome, Ethan. I hope it was good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I that other reading was for you, not Brett. This one's for Brett. So I'm hoping that made sense for you. Okay. Oh my goodness. It does take a lot of energy out of you to do these two. Absolutely agree. Whew. All right. So Brett, this is a very intriguing one here. So the Ace of Swords, breakthrough about new ideas, mental clarity, and success. Paired up with the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is the center point, not necessarily because it's the center card, but it is the center point of this reading. The Four of Cups shows that there is a hand from the heavens giving you yet another opportunity. You also have 3 cups to your side, showing that you have kind of either forgotten about these or what have you. So the Ace of Swords this is regarding your ideas, right? This is regarding. I'm very much along the same lines of this. I'm guilty of this too. Of I create something and I'm like, you know what, that's that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm like, I have a new idea. I'm gonna take up this new idea. So you have a bunch of projects, you have a bunch of new ideas, you have a lot of really successful things that you just keep shelving, you keep putting on the shelf. It wants to bring your attention to this. The Page of Wands here is letting you know that these I mean, you have limitless potential with these ideas, newly formed ideas, redirecting energy, spiritual paths. So basically, what this is centering around here, it's telling you that you need to focus on one of these ideas before you get bored of it and you go on to the next one. It's asking you to finish your ideas because you're not following through with them. You're coming up with these brilliant, limitless ideas and you're letting them sit on the side and not paying attention to them while you keep getting new ones. You keep coming up with new ones. So I want to get a bit more context on this. ADD, exactly. Stone carvings, paintings, charms, writings. You're kind of ADD. Yeah, it's telling you that you have a lot of projects on the go. You keep coming up with new ideas, keep dropping the old ones. You keep setting things in motion. The Eight of Wands comes up again. I'm going to draw one more here. Ooh. My goodness.
That's 4 cards now. No,
five.
5.
My goodness. And the 10 of Pentacles is the second card that I'm pulling for clarification. So yes, again, it is telling you that you have so many things set in motion. These things are definitely set by you in motion, and you don't want to change the way that you're doing it because you don't want to mess up the order of things. It's telling you that you've come like this 10 of Pentacles here. It shows a chest overflowing with pentacles, which in the tarot it's overflowing with money basically. You have like really good financially successful ideas, but you're letting them go. So normally this card could mean that you're coming across it, or it could mean that you're just leaving it carelessly out there. I personally think in this particular reading is that you're squandering opportunities. You need to sit down and focus and direct your energy in ways that are going to finish projects instead of letting them fall off the table, type of thing. Because you have a great opportunity for success. You have a great potential. You just need to finish them. You need to follow through with them. And that is what I'm getting from the cards here. It's not quite, I think it's the 9 of Pentacles where the pentacles are falling off into people's hands. So it's not like you're making other people money. It's just that you're literally leaving your money out out to dry. So, yeah. So try and finish your projects. You're going to find some financial success with them because those are things that people are going to pay money for. Your paintings, your charms, your writings. Just make sure you follow through with your projects. It's warning you not to let them fall off the table.
Yep.
Mr. Hop.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Your eyes are...
Oh, no. I'm awake.
No.
Yes.
You're not.
Yes. I am fine. Please continue.
You're riding spinners right now, sir.
No,
Exactly.
I am fine.
You're riding spinners.
I'm fine. Just need this.
You were late to the stream.
I know.
You're sleeping in class.
Oh God.
That's it. Go to the principal's office.
Oh God. Now I feel bad.
All right, let's see here. Blazefire got one. Mm-hmm. Who else had them? Let's see. I think we had one or two more. Yeah. Tom P. All right.
There we go. We know this Tom P person.
So hopefully that was good for you, Brett. I don't know if that was accurate. I don't know if it was completely off the beaten path, but
Just need to get it done. Just do it.
just do it.
Do it.
Just do it.
See, I'm awake.
After I kick your head in.
Oh, good
Be
lord.
awake. So let's see. Tom P. Let's focus on Tom P. Did your feed lock up Siren Jag? I don't know. I think it's been a pretty slow chat recently. I think everyone's just like soaking in all of these tarot readings.
Oh yeah. It's like eating at a good sushi buffet. You need to take a little nap after you go for the first run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You give away more things than you charge for because it's easy for you to replace and remake things. You have shelves of carvings, charms, and writings that you go back to once in a while. Finish your damn projects.
Damn it. When the fates are telling you that, this should tell you something. Sounds like
It's warning you that you're doing it too much. You need to not waste the opportunities given to you. That's what it's saying.
There you go.
Universe will come back and spank you. Yeah, some are in deep though. It's absolutely true, Blaze Firestorm.
Mhm.
All right, Tom P. Let's focus on Tom P. Tom
with the kitties.
Tom with the pet cemetery cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay Lady and I have tried to set up so I can show what card is being talked about. I can't get my camera in a position to work properly with it, unfortunately.
That takes a lot of coordination to get together properly.
Yeah, because my camera arm works well for it to point at me, but to have it point down at where I'm doing the tarot, I'd need a completely different setup.
Yeah.
And I don't do it enough to pay money to get another arm for it.
And also jury rig, everything like that, it is very difficult to do.
It's not super difficult, but
No.
Virtual? I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
Oh, we could probably throw up pictures of the worst case scenario.
Well, I figure people are like super into it. Like it's just a Google away anyway. All right, let's see. The first one is wow. Okay, so we have 2 major arcana so far, and all right. So we have Temperance as the first card, the Fool as the second card, and we have the 10 of Swords as the final card, which is very interesting. Tom,
Sounds
hopefully you're with us. So Temperance obviously is exactly what it says. Temperance. It's finding a balance between the two things. Jay Lydian says, I know it is, but I'm lazy. The Fool signifies that you're going to be on a new journey. And this is so strange that it came up in this order, because the 10 of Swords shows a man that is at the end of his journey. He has 10 swords shining above him, ascending. He is exhausted. He is on the ground. He is can't tell if he's alive or dead. It's at the end of the day, at the end of his life. So this is saying that you're at the start of another journey, which is the Fool. I'm going to draw another card, which is the Emperor. Very interesting. Now, Tom, have you? This is a personal question. All right. Have you had a new birth in the family recently? Either yourself having a child or someone close to you having a child. I'm going to draw another card here as well, which is the 9 of Pentacles.
That's 6 cards in total?
5.
5. Gotcha.
As I'm getting a sense that this has to do not necessarily with yourself, but somebody that was relatively a new addition. Opposite death. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. So you recently had a death in the family.
Ooh.
I'm guessing this was a father figure. Based on the Emperor. I'm thinking. I mean, I don't know for sure. It's a 50-50 chance, but the Emperor signifies that it's a father figure. Many deaths in the family. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Ooh, sorry.
It's telling you that this is a new journey. I am getting the feeling that there's new life coming. Both parents within a week and a half of each other. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Buddy.
The Ten of Swords is a positive card, even though it shows the man at the end of his life, because it shows the fulfillment. It shows all of that knowledge being passed on, all of that knowledge ascending. I guess that makes sense for Temperance to be in here, showing both. But I am getting the feeling that new life is coming soon. There is a new journey starting. The Nine of Pentacles shows new life. The Nine of Pentacles is very full of life, full of bloomage. It's a young woman holding a bird with butterflies, bright blue dress. Looks like she's at a wedding altar with pentacles growing from the foliage around her. Very, very full of life. So while you may have lost quite a lot, I'm getting the feeling that there is new life coming very soon. It's telling you to work through this. Temperance is telling you to be strong. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Just keep an even keel. There is a new beginning coming very soon, from what I'm gathering from this. I'm going to do one more card here just to see. Which is the Moon. It's a lot of major arcana coming through here. Let's just see here. What does this message hold? Okay. Okay. So listen to your intuition. The Moon's telling you there's going to be a lot of fear for the future, a lot of anxiety for the future. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your heart guiding you through this time. You have a lot of major arcana behind you. A lot of major arcana that want to come and tell you a message. So this bodes well for you. It's all positivity stuff in here. It's all positive stuff. I don't see anything that's giving you warnings, and I'm seeing things that are letting you know that you have a lot of positive coming for you. There's a new journey, new beginning, and I honestly I keep getting the feeling that there's going to be a new life shortly. Joy coming to the family, so keep an eye out for that. I hopefully that makes some sense. I don't know. Really, really interesting that it comes up for that sad of a situation, but no, it's. I think it wants to tell you that while there is a lot of sadness in people passing away, that they live on through us, right? They live on through who they leave behind. They just go on to the next. They start the new journey. We're left with pain. We're left with hurt. But from there, we have experience. We have. I'm trying to find the right words.
It's what's left behind to be celebrated.
Well, we get to celebrate.
Yeah.
We get to celebrate them, right? We get to carry them on. We get to share their stories, and we get to imprint them on the next generations.
Yeah, and that's all good stuff.
It's important stuff, right?
Yeah, it's important, positive stuff.
Yeah. Well, I hope it was good. I hope it was an okay one for you, Todd. I hope that didn't make you sad.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Is anybody else? I know Siren Jag has one. Yep. Paralegal X. I told you it was odd. No, it's intriguing. It's intriguing because of the way the message came across. For that, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to grab some water. If Mr. Hop, you want to entertain them.
Oh, of course.
You have to DM you on Twitter. Yeah, DM me at Darkside Evie. Send me a DM.
There you go.
And we can talk about it. I'm just going to hit the bathroom and grab a drink really, really quickly. I'll be right back. The floor is yours, Mr. Hop.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you very much for joining us at the Canuckleheads. I believe this is episode 21. This weekend we are basically diving into the supernatural unknown of tarot reading, because one of the few things we set out is basically trying to get 500 subscribers to Crumb's channel here, and we succeeded in that benchmark of things, which is absolutely wonderful, fantastic into itself. And because of that, we have Crumb giving out free tarot readings this afternoon. So if you type in tarot in the chat, we'll be able to get to you as soon as we possibly can. Plus, on top of it, we broadcast every Saturday at 6 o'clock Toronto time. Plus, on top of that, this is basically to remind everyone to hit that luscious red subscribe button that YouTube has here. Plus, on top of that, click all the buttons except for the flagging button and the thumbs down button. Basically, if you click the thumbs up, it indicates to us that you enjoy this content, so we'll be able to give you more content like this down in the future. Plus, on top of it, clack that tackle bell, notification bell, to make sure that you're always up to date of all the broadcasting that Crumb does here on this channel. My name is Mr. Hop. I am the co-host of the Canuckleheads, and we are here for your entertainment pleasure, of course, and we're always broadcasting live to your favorite media device. And what else? Let's see. Unfortunately, I had a very fantastic lunch today, so I'm a little bit sleepier than I normally should be. Hopefully, Crumb doesn't kick my butt too much up and down the line. But, however, this is a live broadcast, and that's sort of what happens with live broadcasts such as this. Let's see. What else? We went out and saw SpongeBob SquarePants for a complete 180 on the vibe right now. And it was a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 4, which is really, really cool, especially for Keanu Reeves. And speaking of such, the new Keanu Reeves movie has been released as well, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure Part 3. There is a YouTube channel called Midnight's Edge, and they basically did a quick critique on it, and they said it was lots of fun to watch. So I'm looking forward towards seeing that movie. And for myself, I like to entertain myself by watching as many cartoons as I possibly can. Plus, on top, I like running events in my town. But of course, with the current pandemic, it's kind of hard to do that because everyone wants to do something, but everyone's kind of afraid to get together. It's like, what do you do? And let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So, again, if you like what you're seeing here, please tell your friends, share this link with all your social media accounts, because it doesn't make our show, it makes our show better. Plus, on top, as I keep saying, we have some of the best chats that the YouTubes have to offer. And on top of that, we're always challenging Nick Riquet to come on our broadcast as well, just to hang out and have some fun times. But, of course, people get busy, which we totally understand. But that's kind of what we do.
And we're back.
There we go.
Alrighty.
I'll return the floor to you, Crumb.
Hopefully, dokie.
Better state.
All right. So, Siren Jag.
Mm-hmm.
Let's focus on Siren Jag. Yeah, Mr. Hop, you're gonna have to give me Tom P's Twitter so I can add him.
No problem. I'll do that after the show for you. Or do you need to read it? Okay.
All right, so I'm going to focus on Siren Jag.
Mm-hmm.
It helps because I know, like, I've actually physically met Siren Jag before, so I can
that's cool.
Connect a little bit better.
Cool. Where did you people's meets?
He was at KCC.
Was he? Oh, yeah, that's right. So much
Did
going
you
on.
forget already?
So much going on.
So, Siren Jag, you're inquiring about the job situation for Little Focus and such? Okay, hopefully. I know the cards get a little bit anxious. Well, not anxious. They get a bit pushy about things that people need to hear. So If it comes up that something it's not work related, it's because it's something that you need to hear. Thanks for reading. Cram time for you to grab some dinner, turkey and stuffing. That sounds good, Tom. Oh my goodness.
Delicious.
All right, so let's shuffle this for Siren Jag. And let's cut the cards. Sorry if I'm punching the microphone. Right there. There. I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we have. Punch it! All right. So we have the 3 of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. And we have the 9 of Pentacles again. Very interesting. All right. I just need to check one thing. Okay. Okay. So this is telling you that you need to follow your heart on a decision that's being made here. It seems that whatever this is, there is a trying to figure out this meaning of the 3 of Cups here. It seems like it's overcrowded. Whatever this is that you're making a decision about. I'm going to try and get some clarifying factors. I pulled the Ace of Swords. So this is about a new idea or an opportunity. It's a little bit overcrowded. You need to make a decision. And this is going to somehow affect your family. So I'm pulling another card to see how that's connected. It's the Page of Swords. Let me see if I can get this in a... What are you doing over there?
Nothing too much. Why? Is it noisy?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. It's just... I feel like I'm going to disturb you. Sorry.
Okay. It's also... So this is also warning you to not be too hasty on your decision. This is the Page of Swords here. It's talking about a new way of communicating. It's a new taking new ideas. This decision could impact your family life. Could impact and financially. I'm saying your family life in a financial aspect. I'm not saying your family as like a family unit. You need to take your time with this decision. You need to realize this is a new opportunity. There are a number of people that seem to be surrounding this opportunity, and you need to make the right choice. So go with your heart. That's what the Queen of Swords is telling you here. Go with your heart to make the decision, but take your time, because the Page of Swords is telling you to not make it too fast, because this is something that could impact the financial outcome of that. So I don't really have much else from that. It's a little bit cryptic. I think what it's trying to tell you is that you know what decision you need to make. Just take your time, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, make the right choice. Don't make it off of someone else's suggestion. Listen strictly to your own insight. Don't listen to anybody else. Okay. That's basically all I can get out of that one. Let's see. I know we had another one. Had another request. Paralegal X. So hopefully, Siren, that rings for you. I don't know. I do not know. Paralegal X, I hope you're still in the chat. We're getting to yours. And this is probably going to be the last one, unless anybody else out there wants one. Awesome. Siren Jag says, "Oh Christ," and I'm an idiot. Oh no.
What are you doing, dear Crumb? What are you doing?
What did you do, Siren Jag?
What did you do?
Okay. I'm going to focus on Paralegal X. I'm going to focus here. Try to pick up on the vibes. All right. So I'm going to draw right after we cut the cards. I'm going to cut the cards right now. There. And we're going to draw 1, 2, 3. All right. Interesting. First is the 4 of Cups. The second is the 9 of Wands. The final is the 7 of Swords. Very curious. Okay. Paralegal X, I'm getting the feeling here in this one that you've made a lot of sacrifices recently. You had been given a new opportunity. Again, like you have with the 4 of Cups here, it's showing that you have a lot of things on the go. You have a lot of projects on the go. Some of them that you've let slip. It could have potentially resulted in some losses for you, whether it be friendships, whether it be job opportunities. But the 9 of Wands shows a man with wands at his back. I love swords. It shows the 9 of Wands shows a man with 8 wands at his back, planted like in kind of a memoriam. He's nearing the end of his road. At the end of his rope, he's propping himself up. He's trying to hold himself up with the 9 of Wands. He's tired. He's downtrodden. He's obviously been through something where he's lost friends of his, and this is the end of it. Near the end of his journey. The 7 of Swords is warning you. This is a warning that it shows a thief that has come in to steal the swords of his enemies. In his haste, he has left 2 swords behind. This is warning you that those swords could end up in your back. So whatever this is, it's not exactly a very kind thing, but it seems to be telling you that you need to focus on your projects. You need to pay attention to these details. Because they are having repercussions that you may not see. These are things you could be losing friends, you could be losing colleagues, and these things could be coming back to haunt you after. So just be very aware about what you're doing with this. Pay attention to the details is what I'm getting from this. I'm going to try and draw a couple more cards here to see. We get the Knight of Pentacles. Again, these cards come up a lot. It's just so strange. And we get the 2 of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles, to connecting the first 2 cards, it's showing that you were too cautious. You went the safe route, probably too safe, which cost you friendships. The connecting cards between the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Swords is the 2 of Pentacles, is that you're juggling too much. You have 2 things, you have 2 masters that you're trying to serve here, and because of such, you're acting in haste. I'm going to draw one more card here as well. 2 of Swords. Very fitting. I'm just going to get more meaning behind this card. So yeah, you have difficult decisions to make right now. You're at a point where you cannot avoid this any longer. You need to make a decision. This particular card shows the 2 of Swords. It shows a woman with a gold bind across her eyes. So basically showing justice in a lesser degree. Not it doesn't. It's not the major arcana justice. So it's not a fact of like this is absolutely imperative. You need to do it right now. This is telling you that you're going to have a difficult decision to make. The two swords are crossing. It is showing that you're going to have to weigh your options. You're at an impasse currently with whatever this is regarding. I'm guessing this has to do with your job because of the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. Very, very heavy financial influence. So this is saying something towards your job, decisions that you've made at your job, perhaps two bosses that are pulling you in different directions. You're going to have to make a decision on things going forward, or you're going to end up having this come back and bite you in the ass later. That's about as far as I'm going to get into that one because I don't want to muddy it too much. But I'm hoping that that's that is resonating with you. It's a very stern message from the cards. I don't usually get those stern ones, but no, I'm hoping that's a good one for you there, Paralegal. Hope that worked out for you. And I don't think anybody else has tarot requests. So, Mr. Hop, did you have any topics to bring up?
Not really. This is Spooky Saturday, so anything I could possibly offer pales in comparison. But however, I think something like this is absolutely fantastic and wonderful, and I'm hoping people walk away with some pretty good insight moving forward with decisions and stuff like that.
Yeah, Paralegal says wild. Yeah, well, that's good. I'm hoping that gives you some insight on some things that have been rocking your world, and I'm hoping that people have had fun with that. I know that we did have a spooky story to share.
What's that?
We have a spooky story to share. Someone sent me a DM, and I'm gonna.
Oh, really? And who is this person? Do we know them? I was in the spookier part that we don't know them.
Yeah, it was Action Toys channel that sent a spooky story.
Oh, okay. What's Toys have to say?
Let's pull over the spooky story. So we're gonna end the stream on this one as soon as I get the damn thing over here. So this is the story. This is the story called The Tree Man.
Okay.
This is very interesting. This is a creepypasta. All right.
Creepypasta.
So, turn down the lights and get ready for this spooky story on Spooky Saturday.
Wait a minute, I think I could do that. Just give me a second.
Spooky. Oh, Paralegal X is asking, do you feel like you don't get closure since you're doing them online and don't get our side? To a point, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to do them online because I literally have no idea what your reactions are. I have literally no idea what your if you're happy, if you're sad, if you're this, if you're that, or whatever else. So it is difficult, but I think it's also important because sometimes there's messages that people need to hear, and that kind of outweighs everything else, right? So that's my point of it anyway. And Brett is asking, question: some of my writings left off to the side are something like a hybrid ritual and practice theory. Is that something I should put more time into? I believe it said yes. I believe that's what it was saying. It was saying you need to focus on the projects that you already have on the go. You're going to find success into them. So I think that's what I was getting from that one. Again, like I would love to do tarot card readings in person, like one-on-one, because I could get in more detail about these with people. Doing it online or doing it over the phone or doing it virtually is so difficult because you don't get that personal touch one-on-one with people. But I'm happy to do it either way because if it helps people out, it helps people out.
And that's the important part.
That's the important go.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to read a spooky story.
I got the lights turned off and everything.
Hello, Adifos. Welcome. You're so damn late.
I was late. Oh.
Exactly. Mr. Hop was late. So this is submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. This is from the Action Toys channel, Tree Man. When you were a kid, did you ever go out into the rain and play? I did. When I was the small, me and my family would play tag in the rain. Even run under the eaves troughs to see who could take the cold water more than the others. Needless to say, we would end up getting sick sometimes. These days, I don't bother doing anything when it starts to rain, mostly because I'm a lot older now. And when it rains, my bones start to ache. Let me tell you, never felt more useless than walking and needing to take a moment because your legs hurt, or needing help because your hands just simply don't have the power they used to open a simple jam jar. Oh my God, this is a story about me. This is terrible. Action Toys, you're fired.
The check has been canceled.
And Paralegal says amazing stuff. Thanks for doing this. You're very welcome, Paralegal. I'm happy to do it. But before we continue the story, well, we have everyone's ear. If you do want to support the channel, if you do want to support me, we do have the Patreon. The link is below. If you don't like Patreon but you still want to support us, you can support me on Twitch at Crumbrion. So if you go to crumbrion.tv on Twitch, you can subscribe there. If you have Twitch Prime, you can do it for free. You get access to all those channel emotes, and you get access to our Discord as well. So there's multiple ways to support us financially, or even just watching us, sharing us, liking it, subscribing to the channel. All that stuff helps us. Really, really does.
Click the ball.
Do it.
Back to my life story here. Well, let me tell you about this last time I enjoyed playing in the rain. The year was 1952. The sky was dark and gray. You could feel the moisture ionizing in the air. Me and my brothers and one sister getting excited to go outside to play. This was definitely our most happiest times growing up. We all stripped down to minimal clothing as we could and get ready to go outside. I sat next to the front window to wait and watch for the rain to come down when I noticed something peculiar across the road. It looked like a young man just standing under a tree, waiting for the rain to come and go. At the time, this wasn't strange, as in our community, the next door neighbor's house was 10 minutes in either direction, and the property across from ours was the only one that had a tree big enough to stand under without getting wet. The man seemed off, smiling a smile that went crudely from one side of his face to the other. Creepy enough, so that I went inside to get my mom, as it just didn't seem right for this guy to be watching us like a creeper. Sounds like Ron Toy. Good God.
So he's standing under a tree.
Standing under a tree, smiling.
I wonder where he got those scars from.
As I was on my way to get my mother, that's when I noticed it. It was a sickly, sweet, heavy dinge smell. The smell you get when your mom pulls out the expired meat from the fridge.
Ew.
Nowadays, I know that smell as decay. That's when I knew I had to turn around. As I did, I saw my sister walking over to the man under the tree. Now, I remember screaming for her to stop, but she didn't. She kept going as she never heard me. The man was waving her over, and that's when I noticed what I didn't like about the man under the tree. He was thin, really thin, like on bone thin, and his skin was weird. It was pale, but on one side of his face looked like half of his head was covered in a bruise that was purple, but turning yellow, and his movements were stiff and jagged. As soon as my sister reached the man, they grasped each other's hands and turned to run off to the field. I told my mother, and she immediately called the police. My dad ran outside to find my sister. Needless to say, my sister was never seen again. Well, not alive, that is. My family took it really hard. My mom, my dad wouldn't let us go outside to play on our own anymore. 1 year after my sister disappeared on a rainy night, I noticed something standing across the road from my house and staring into my window. When it noticed me, it started to wave at me. I closed my curtains and jumped into bed, pulled the covers over my head and closed my eyes. I fell asleep. The next morning, I woke up, believing it was just a bad dream until I smelled something gross, but familiar. I opened my curtains to see a message written on my window with this nasty yellowish gray pink goo. It said, "Come play with us, Aaron, we missed you." I yelled for my dad to come home and he came into my room in a hurry, with a look of worry and fear on his face. The moment he saw the message on the window, he called the cops. When they showed up, they took pictures and dusted for prints. For some reason, they took a sample of the goo. The next day, parents got a call from the police. The fingerprints came back as a set matching my sister's. This gave them hope, but I knew it wasn't her. One man then asked me questions about the tree man. At the end of the interview, he said, "Hey, buddy, if you see the tree man again, don't go near him and call us right away." He handed me a small card with a number he could be reached at. Something was telling me they knew something about this tree man. This man went into my room with my parents talked with my parents, cleaned out my sister's room. We packed up and moved 2 weeks later. Now I found out that my old family home was up for sale just 2 years ago, so I jumped on it. It's gone through 10 owners since we owned it. When I moved in, it felt like I was finally home, the place that I would belong. It gave me great joy, that feeling. But 2 weeks ago, that feeling disappeared when on a rainy day, I was sitting in front of my window and I saw the outline of what looked like a little girl. I shrugged it off with it raining. It's raining outside. She probably just trying to get out of the rain. When the rain lightened up, I went outside to get my mail. Well, at my mailbox, I noticed it. A smell that seemed familiar to me. A sickly sweet smell that overpowered my senses. I coughed and turned. Went to go back inside the house when I heard a voice say out loud, "Aaron, you're home. We missed you so much." This voice sent a shiver down my spine. I slowly turned to look at this person. It sounded so familiar. I could swear I knew her. That's when everything came back to me. This small, pale girl with a huge bruise on one side of her body was my sister. In that moment of realization, she turned and ran the other way towards the field. I hurried back to my house, swearing that I couldn't have seen my sister's ghost, but it was so real. Last night, I headed to bed early because of the rain outside. At around 2 a.m, I had heard something knocking at my front door. I got up and went to the door, almost opened it, and I got a strange, ominous feeling. So I turned the porch light. The shadow of a little girl was cast onto the window, and I heard, "Aw, Aaron, you ruined the surprise. Don't worry, though. You're going to come play with us soon," with an eerie. Then I watched as the shadow slowly walked away from my door. This morning, the news forecast rain for the next few days, and it scares me because the thing that looks and sounds like my sister has tried to get me to come outside every night it's rained. And with this forecast, I don't think I'm going to be able to say no for much longer. Tonight was the worst night yet. My sister came to see me. This time, she didn't leave. She walked from my window to my doorstep, softly saying, "Aaron." Then at 2 a.m. this morning, her voice changed to a raspy, gurgling, low-pitched, angry-sounding voice filled with anger. Finally broke down and screamed at her. I said, "I know you're not my sister, because she died when I was just a boy." Then she stopped talking and exclaimed, "Ah, Aaron, you're ruining all my fun. Don't make me come in there to get you to play with us." My heart sank. All this time, I believed she couldn't come in. Never occurred to me she just didn't want to. This might be the last time anybody reading this story will hear from me today. I got a reprieve from the rain, and the rain isn't being forecast this week. I'm going out and burying myself. I'm going out and buying myself a nice shotgun with a shit ton of buckshot. I'm going to wait till it rains. When it knocks at my door, I'm either going to rid my home of this child-stealing monster, or I'll be dead. So the next time it's raining outside and you see a 70-year-old man with an ominous evil smile, smelling something foul, you'll know I failed, and that you need to run, like your life depends on it. As I don't think you'd want to come out and play with us. There is the story. Creepy, creepy story, guys. Creepy, creepy story. Children's spirits are creepy. Never know if it's something pretending to be a child, or lower your guard if it's an actual spirit or child. Yes, I agree with that. It's pretty much, in my experience, when I've dealt with childlike entities, it's easy enough to figure out which ones are impersonating. They have a different feeling towards them.
Is this why we got so much salt in the place?
Probably. That and the fact I play Smite, so it's
There's always that too, isn't there?
one of the two. Yeah.
The smite brings the salt. Who uses salt?
It absolutely does. So thank you so much to Action Toys channel for bringing that story to us. That was really cool.
It was quite a spooky story.
Spooky stories.
Spooky.
So this is the last call for anybody who wants a tarot card reading. We're going to be wrapping up the stream really shortly. So if there's anybody that has not already got a tarot card reading and wants one, just type tarot in the chat. We've had some pretty good, insightful readings throughout the stream today. Mm-hmm. But no, I think it was a pretty fun, interactive stream. I mean, where else can you get this type of entertainment?
Well, which chat could actually get a tarot reading done? I don't think there's many YouTubers who could do stuff like that. So I think it's absolutely fantastic, and people who missed out, well, they certainly missed out on a lot.
Oh, they missed out.
Yes, they did. They missed out on the best broadcastings of all the YouTubes.
Yeah, no, it looks like that is probably about it then. So yeah, but yeah, I want to thank everybody for the awesome push that we got. The 500 subscribers.
500 subscribers.
And it's so crazy.
And what do you remember? Not to derail your rant here, but what did we start with? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I think we're like at 100 or so.
No, we didn't have that much.
You don't think so?
We had double digits.
Really? So within a short, this is our 21st
show.
21st broadcast. So within 21 weeks, my God, 21 weeks, we've jumped from double digits to 500 subscribers strong. That is
generally we started at 0. That's like Nerdy has to say it, very, very poignant. But yeah, no, it's I agree. I mean, like 500, that's crazy.
Yeah,
at 1,000 subscribers. So here's the deal, folks.
Well, what's the deal?
Here's the deal, folks. If y'all want to super chat the stream and everything else like that, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the folks that have been clamoring to super chat us. We already have over 5,000 watch hours.
5,000. That's a lot of.
We're closing in on 6,000 watch hours, which is incredible. So thank you guys so much for watching our streams, for being a part of them, for actively participating. Really, really, really huge to all of us. 4,000 watch hours is the requirement for monetization, and 1,000 followers. So we have blown the watch hours out of the water.
That's excellent.
And if we can reach 1,000 subscribers, we can apply for monetization. So That's the next goal. That's the next big goal.
Super chat territory.
Yeah, it's super chat territory, and that'd be really, really huge if we could get there. So, I never dreamed of this being a channel that would blast off or get monetized or whatever else. I mean, we're here, might as well go for it. So, it's super awesome.
So, what's going to happen when we reach 1,000 subscribers? What's going to happen?
I guess we'll do another tarot reading.
I think we should do something more than just a tarot reading. Maybe we'll leave everyone in suspense and figure it out as time.
Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. So there you go.
There it is.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out though. But yeah, maybe we'll have the elusive Nick Ricada on for our 1,000 follower stream.
Funny. Because every time Nick says like a 24-hour stream, which is something I don't want to encompass, because that's like me sleeping most of it.
Well, no, I wouldn't be able to do a 24-hour stream anyways because I have to work on Sundays. So that would not be a viable option. But
it would not be the best course of action to take.
No, I'm sure we can have a bunch of cool people on to celebrate, and
we'll do something cool. We'll definitely put it all together. We had a lot of people that's been involved with our broadcasts, especially all 21 of them. We've had like Doug DeNapel, we've had myself, we've had you, which is absolutely fantastic. We've had not Ken Jennings and not Ken Jennings Robot. We've had who else we had? We had Soy Toy, which is always funny. We've had Draxel.
That's gonna be a classic for a long time.
Oh yeah, right, Draxel. And then we had, oh goodness, I'm blanking on his name. The other convention
Stan Dolan?
Stan Dolan. It's Stan Dolan on, which is always
we have to reach out to Erica McCord too.
Yeah. And
reach out to Erica and get Stan back on and then have them on.
Yeah, and for a really 21 episodes, that's pretty chewy.
We had a pretty good time. Had a pretty good run. I mean, here's tomorrow. Like, I think we're closing in on the half-year mark.
Yeah,
we're only about 5 shows away from the half-year mark.
Amazing how the summer just melted away. So
yeah, Stan's stream was awesome.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get Erica McCord on, and we'll have to figure out how that works with Japan time. Because I don't know what time she'd be able to come on, but we might have to have an earlier show.
Yeah, well, we'll figure something out. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much for all of the support. It's honestly truly been overwhelming. It's been amazing. I also do want to take the moment to say that we have on the Kitchener Comic Con Twitter. I'm going to pull it up here in a second.
Oh, we're going to shell that? That's awesome.
There we go. So we have, let me screen share this. We have been nominated in this region's biggest publication.
Yeah.
In 4 different categories. We have been nominated for Best Indoor Event, Best Indoor Tourist Attraction, Best Local Event, and Best Local Tourist Attraction. I'm going to drop the link in the chat here. You guys, if you guys can do us a massive solid, share this link out. Go and vote at this link. Vote for us. We're going to need all of your help to place in the top 3 in these categories.
Yep. We have 1 month to do this in, and I think we could do it. And if we could place, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And we'll tell everyone a little plan when we start when we place. And the thing is that, again, just like sharing this video link around, please share the actual link as well, because this just won't make our little plan work. It'll make our plan work a whole lot better.
Because basically, this is huge. We are top 10 in each of these. This is massive. There was tons. I think there was like 50 people nominated in most of these categories. We've made the top 10 in all 4 of them. It would be absolutely over the moon if we could make top 3 in any of these, or even win the categories outright would be absolutely phenomenal. The Waterloo region record is basically the the Wall Street Journal of this region. It is the New York Times of this region. It is the Toronto Star of this area. It is a publication that reaches many, many, many doorsteps. So for us to be even in the top 10 is a massive, massive win. So anybody who wants to get out there and support it and vote for us, it'll be absolutely amazing, because let's bring it home.
And this all just makes sense because we have the bestest chat with the bestest comic convention in the region of Waterloo. It's really like peanut butter and jam coming together. It just makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to support us, that's another way to do it as well, because you guys
we're just asking just for a little bit of time. We're not asking for financials. Just help us reach our goals, because again, we took our time out this afternoon to entertain you. You entertained us, which is absolutely fantastic. Walk away with anything today. Hopefully you can tune on in to next week's broadcast, and at the same time tell your friends about this wonderful, fantastic opportunity, which is the Waterloo Regional Reader's Choice Awards, plus on top of that, the Canuckleheads show being broadcast live to your favorite media device.
Exactly.
Every Saturday at 6 o'clock Toronto time.
So go ahead, share this link around. It'll be huge to help us out.
Huge.
And everything else like that. So final thoughts of Mr. Hop.
Well, it's been an absolute fantastic show once again. I'm just tickled pink to be able to broadcast this live to everyone who's watching us. I was really thinking that we'd be here for a couple more hours for getting, free tarot readings here on the old internet. So not bad. Not bad at all. Plus, we got toys dropping off that story for us to read, which we delivered with both Divinator and Class. So, yeah, I think today was a good broadcast.
Good times. Good times.
Good times.
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty good. You're asking us to give our Facebook, Google account, or something else to media thingy. Just make one up. Just make one up and vote.
Just make all the thingies. Make the great thingies.
You don't need to use your real one. Just use your fake. Just use your fake name ones. Go and vote.
Yeah.
As long as you only do it once and you don't do it multiple times and you don't cheat, then there you go. That's all I'm.
Yes. Don't do that. That'd be bad.
Don't do it.
Don't
break it. Be breaking the rules.
That's right. We don't need to break the rules of this.
Breaking the rules.
Because we're all cool peoples, and we're here.
Exactly.
You're there, and that's where we are.
So yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back again next week. Lord knows what we'll do for next week's show.
We don't know.
We don't have a script for this sort of stuff, so
Pretty much.
we just kind of do whatever.
All right.
Kind of do whatever, but so thank you guys again so much for all of the massive support. 500 subscribers. Holy shit.
Amazing.
Let's do it again.
Amazing. Can we do it one more time?
One more time.
There we go. Get some super chappies. That'd be awesome.
I'm trying to get some more interesting guests on here. We'll see.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Because you never know who's going to show up on the Knucklehead show. That's the fun part.
It's kind of cool. We got Ty Beard on the show.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Oh, probably not.
I don't know if Ty likes me. I sent him so many emails.
Did you really?
Yeah.
They weren't spicy, were they?
No.
Oh, well, I don't see why. Wait. Ty owes us. He basically boomered.
He bailed. Yeah, he bailed on Kitchener Comic Con, so he owes us money
from his firm. Owes us. And we're coming to collect. And Ty, now we want both Ty and
we're crossing the border.
That's right. We're crossing that border. We're going to go through the pandemic, hurdles that's in our way. We want now I'm getting greedy. I want both Ty and Nick Ricade on the show. That would be hilarious. We'll get Draxel in there for fun.
Just to scar Ty for life again.
Awesome.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much. This has been the Knucklehead Show. This is Crumb and Mr. Hop signing off. Until next time, keep your stick on the ice. Bye-bye.